Strobe Studios presents Michael Helgens and Greg Kilberger in The Watson Files. Coming to you from the illustrious Strobe Studios in the heart of America, this is Scott Strosahl. And now, let's join the doctor and see what story he has for us today.
Yes? Good evening, Scott.
Dr. Watson, your hair.
Yes, do you like it?
Well, it's very red.
I was just getting in the mood for tonight's story.
About the Red-Headed League.
That's correct.
And so you dyed your hair red?
Oh, no, of course not. This is just a wig.
Oh, I see. So is this Red-Headed League just a group of men who have red hair, as the name would imply?
More or less. I think as the story unfolds, all will become clear.
Usually does. So
How does the story begin?
Am I that predictable?
Oh, let's say familiar.
All right, then. How does it begin?
Well, Holmes had invited me to his apartment to assist in an experiment. He was attempting to create a super bright light bulb to simulate daylight. I wasn't real clear on the exact purpose of such a bulb, but it had something to do with little villages in the mountains over in southern Asia where there apparently get very little sunlight. I'm not really sure. But anyways, as he cranked up the first contraption, I was nearly blinded at first. Well, it's definitely bright.
Yes, well, that is the idea, Watson. You heard the part about the sun, did you not?
Yes, Holmes, I heard. I was just surprised that it was so...
You were surprised that it was successful?
Well,
Watson, did you see that?
I must confess, Holmes, I can't see anything.
Outside the window, it almost looked like a fox.
I thought perhaps my eyes just needed to adjust, but I still only see shades of yellow and white.
All I could see was some bushy red hair at the bottom of the window.
I think your little experiment may have blinded me.
What? Oh, you'll be fine. Your eyes just need to adjust. Maybe that's the fox.
Perhaps your light bulb has mutated the poor animal and given him the ability to knock on doors.
That does seem unlikely.
You're the one that's always saying nothing is impossible.
That is a valid point, my dear Watson.
Well, just in case, you'd better take my revolver. I can't see anything.
Are you still complaining about that?
Don't shoot!
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to scare you. The doctor thought you might be a mutated fox.
I don't understand.
Never mind. How can I help you?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. It's a rather odd situation.
Say, did you walk past my window just a minute ago?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Aha! Here is your fox, Watson. See his fiery red hair.
No, actually. I told you I've been blinded.
Is this a bad time?
No, not at all. He'll be fine. He's just a little overdramatic at times.
Okay.
So, why are you so low to the ground? All I could see when you passed by was your hair at the bottom of the window.
Well, I saw an intense light coming from the building, and I wasn't really sure if it was safe to step into the beam.
Oh, don't worry, it's perfectly safe.
I saw smoke forming on the outside wall of the building across the street.
Smoke, you say?
I told you it wasn't safe to be doing your experiments in your apartment.
Yes, well, I'm sure it'll be all right.
You're sure, are you?
Perhaps we should close the blinds.
That might be a good plan.
So, Mr...
Wilson. Janusz Wilson.
Well, I'm Spencer Holmes, and this is my associate, Dr. Jack Watson.
Nice to meet you.
And you as well.
So, Mr. Wilson, why don't you tell us what it is you'd like us to help you with?
Well, I'm not even really sure if I need any help. Basically, it's just really a peculiar story.
Sounds like my kind of case.
Well, about 2 months ago, Vincent brought my attention to an ad in the newspaper.
Vincent?
Yes, Vincent Spaulding. He's my assistant.
Ah, and what is it that he assists you with?
I run a pawn shop across town.
Okay, very good. Continue with your story.
Well, he showed me a classified ad in the paper looking for red-headed male applicants.
Doing what sort of work?
It wasn't real clear. Here, I brought a copy of it.
Ah, well, let's have a look at it then.
Here you are. It's this ad down near the bottom of the classifieds.
On the account of the bequest of the late Jean Lecky of London, England, there is now another vacancy open which entitles a member of the League to a salary of £1,000 a week for purely nominal services. All red-headed men who are sound in body and mind, and above the age of 21 years, are eligible. Apply in person this Friday at 11 o'clock to Duncan Ross at the offices of the League, 7 Pope's Court, Fleet Street.
£1,000 a week? Well, that's nearly $1,500.
It sounds like some sort of scam.
Yes, that's what I thought, but Vincent convinced me to go down and apply. When I showed up at the address listed, there were hundreds of other men there, and I think I even saw a couple of women posing as men.
Yes, no doubt.
So what happened?
Well, I was lucky enough to be the only one selected. Mr. Ross said I had the reddest hair of the bunch.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So I showed up for work the next week, bright and early Monday morning, and that's when things got really strange.
How so?
Well, Mr. Ross directed me to a table which contained the entire Encyclopedia Britannica and a large stack of notebook paper. I was instructed to begin with the A's and copy the book down word for word.
What on earth could that possibly accomplish?
My thoughts exactly, but for $1,500 a week, and Vincent practically running the shop by himself, I had a double income.
How many other people were working in this office?
None. I was the only one there for nearly 8 weeks.
So, you have been working there for the last 2 months, just copying the encyclopedias onto notebook paper?
Yes, until yesterday.
And what changed?
Well, I arrived promptly at 8 o'clock, as always, but the door was locked, and I found a sign that read, "The Red-Headed League is dissolved as of today."
Dissolved? It sounds like it was just a man sitting at a table doing useless work. What was there to dissolve?
I don't know. I did some snooping and found out who owned the building. He had never heard of Duncan Ross, although he did remember the red-haired man who rented the place. Paid cash for a 2-month lease.
That's odd.
Yeah, that's what I thought, so I decided to come here and see if you could help shed some light on the situation. I don't have much money, though.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll take the case out of simple curiosity. I think it's quite possibly the most unusual set of circumstances I've ever encountered. The shop appears to be empty.
It does indeed. Didn't Wilson say that his assistant was running the place?
Yes, he did, but I see no one.
Well, let's have a look around, shall we?
We shall indeed.
That's it!
What?
I knew that Wilson fellow looked familiar. This is where I bought that baseball a few years back.
The one that was supposedly signed by Babe Ruth.
That's the one.
What were you doing in this area of town?
Well, I have a deposit box at the bank next door.
All the way over here? Why?
Well,
Dr. Watson, don't tell me it's because of a woman.
What? No, of course not.
One of the tellers, I'd bet.
Well, it's not just that, you see. They have a good reputation, and...
Oh, hello, gentlemen. Sorry if I kept you waiting.
Not a problem.
I was just doing some, work in the basement.
I see. A little spring cleaning?
Yeah, something like that. Is there something I can help you with?
Oh, no, thank you.
We were just in the area and thought we'd stop in and browse a little.
All right, well, holler if you need anything.
Will do. Thank you again. See anything you like?
I've seen enough. Let's go. That Spaulding is a clever one, isn't he?
I suppose so.
Well, you do see it, don't you?
I'm afraid I often don't see what you see, Holmes, even if I am looking at the same thing.
Well, it's fairly obvious. Mr. Spaulding's knees on his pants were quite worn, and he had dirt under his fingernails.
Okay. And that means...
It means you need to call Officer Weathers and tell him to meet us next door at the Midland Bank this afternoon.
And what should I tell him is the reason for this meeting?
Tell him it's going to be robbed. I can assure you that there is no way for anyone to get into this vault. It is very secure. Well, you can never be too careful.
Dragging the bank manager and myself down here on a days off for some hunch could indeed qualify as too careful.
Is anything missing?
No, looks like it's all here. Like I said, no one can get into this vault.
Are you satisfied, Holmes?
Now, just bear with me for a few minutes.
Holmes, I got things to do.
Did you hear that?
Everybody stand back. Get behind that wall and stay out of sight.
Well, John, we made it. What'd I tell you?
Yeah, you were right. Now let's quit talking and get this money out of town before anyone knows it's missing.
Sounds good.
Not so fast.
What the?
I'll take that gun, thank you.
Who are you?
He's with me.
Hey, you're that guy that was in the shop this morning with...
With me.
Mr. Wilson hired us to look into a curious organization known as the Red-Headed League.
I knew he was gonna be trouble. That dirty little...
You said he was too stupid to suspect anything.
I thought he was.
Well, to be fair, he was stupid enough to fall for your ridiculous advertisement in the paper.
Yeah, and you two were stupid enough to tunnel into a vault where an armed police officer was waiting for you.
He's got you there.
Let's go.
Mr. Holmes, I can't thank you enough. My bank would have been in a very tight spot had they been successful in their endeavor. The money is insured, of course, but if word got out that our security was lacking, then, well, not a problem. It was my pleasure. Is there anything I can do to repay you? Anything? Yes, name it. As I said, the money is insured. Well, my friend here seems to have a little crush on one of your tellers.
Holmes!
Perhaps you could give him her number. A phone number, of course, but first you must do one more thing for me. Certainly. You must explain to me how you knew they were going to be bursting through that wall. Well, I suppose I didn't know, but I felt it was highly probable. You see, those two went to great lengths to ensure that the owner of the pawn shop next door was out of the building every day for the last 2 weeks. This struck me as odd, and I was immediately suspicious that something was going on in the store. When we visited with Vincent, the assistant, the knees of his pants were worn and his fingers were quite dirty. This, combined with the knowledge that he was spending a bit of time in the basement, led me to believe he had been digging. The bank next door was the only logical place one would dig to. Since the shop owner is no longer being detained elsewhere, it was safe to assume that the digging was completed and the break-in would be in the near future. Saturday afternoon, after the bank was closed, is the optimal time for the deed, as the bank is also closed on Sunday, and it will afford them the greatest amount of head start before the theft is discovered. Does that clear things up? It certainly does, and for that you can have the girl's whole file. No, the phone number will do just fine. We don't want to make things too easy for the old boy.
Wow, this Red-Headed League sure sounds like a peculiar organization.
Yes, it was. I was suspicious from the get-go about the whole thing. I still can't believe Wilson went along with it.
It's almost as bad as those scam emails from some African prince who wants to send you money.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if he'd answered one of those before as well.
Some people are just a little too gullible.
Indeed.
Well, I can't wait to hear what exciting adventure you'll have for us next time.
I feel confident that you will not be disappointed.
I have no doubt. Tonight's Watson Files adventure was written by Scott Strosahl and based on an original story by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Spencer Holmes and Dr. Watson were played by Michael Helgens and Greg Kilberger. Additional voices were performed by Steve Rimpici. Until next time, this is Scott Strosahl saying good night from Stroby Studios.
And there was much applause.
I don't know where page 21 is, though. Hold on, I just want to make sure I know. This is the longest Holmes exposition that exists
Right, so we might as well have
in
a
this
close-up
in
in
this
here.
whole thing.
Yes.
In like our entire set of recording, this is probably the longest, most
And we want it in
horrifying
one take.
Okay.
Right.
Where's... And here's 14, which comes after 13. And on the back of which is 11.
Of course, I know.
Well then, roll the tape.
You know, we don't actually use tape anymore. It's more of a digital format. Anyway.
Show me page 12. Oh, you have it. It's hiding. Ha ha ha. 11.
Are you
12.
finally figured out?
We're working.
It's a work in progress, my friend.
Should I tell him is the reason for this meeting?
Tell him it's going to be robbed.
That sounds like dramatic music to me.
Where 21 got away to.
It looks like that. It has laughing at the top. Laughing. You and your wacky printer.
Do I have it on the back of that?
You have this.
Okay. That's not it. I don't think I have page 21. We can share.